China's vastness is truly staggering, stretching from the icy plains of the far north to the subtropical coastlines in the south. This immense size means its winters are never uniform. Each region experiences the season in its own unique way. As autumn 2025 draws to a close, the country is preparing for a dramatic seasonal split, with people across China making different preparations depending on where they live. In the north, cities like Beijing and Harbin are bracing for a harsh, prolonged freeze, with temperatures expected to plunge well below average and snow blanketing the landscape for weeks on end. Meanwhile, the south is set to experience an unusually mild winter, with cities like Shanghai seeing temperatures that feel more like early autumn than the depths of winter. But this isn't just about weather forecasts, it's about how millions of people will live, work, and find ways to stay warm or cool, depending on where they are. The European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts, or ECMWF, is predicting a deep freeze for northern cities, with extended cold spells that could disrupt daily life and challenge local infrastructure. At the same time, the Yangtze River region, including major hubs like Shanghai and Wuhan, could see a winter that's far warmer than usual, potentially impacting everything from agriculture to energy demand. These dramatic patterns are being driven by a mix of complex climate forces, from the shifting polar vortex bringing Arctic air southward, to lingering La Niña effects that continue to shape weather across East Asia. In this context, accurate forecasts become absolutely vital, not just for government officials and energy planners, but for everyday citizens who need to plan their lives around the weather. This winter's sharp divide will put China's infrastructure, energy grid, and economy to the test, as different regions face very different challenges. In this series, we'll dive into what the latest weather models are showing, the science behind these predictions, and what daily life could look like for people living in both the frozen north and the milder south. By looking back at past winters, we can better understand the challenges that may lie ahead, and how communities have adapted to extreme conditions before. The stakes are high, from ensuring a stable energy supply to maintaining food security, and even protecting public health during extreme cold or unseasonable warmth. This winter will shape the daily lives of over 1 billion people, influencing everything from how they commute to what they eat and how they stay safe. Ultimately, China's climate story this year is one of striking contrast, remarkable resilience, and the ongoing adaptation of its people to a changing world. ECMWF's forecast for winter 2025-26 reveals a dramatic split across China, with a sharp north-south divide that will shape daily life for millions. This isn't just a minor difference in temperature, it's a tale of two very different winters unfolding at the same time. In the north, including major cities like Beijing and the vast region of Manchuria, residents are bracing for relentless cold. Powerful Siberian air outbreaks are expected to sweep through repeatedly, bringing with them biting winds and plunging temperatures. For weeks on end, temperatures will likely remain below freezing. Snowfall will be heavier and more frequent than usual, putting extra pressure on heating systems and infrastructure. Daily routines will be shaped by the need to stay warm and safe. The models warn that the north should prepare for a winter even harsher than recent years, with blizzards and icy conditions becoming the new normal for many communities. Meanwhile, in the south, especially along the Yangtze River basin, a very different story will unfold. Here, the season is expected to be much milder, with temperatures staying well above freezing for most of the winter. Cities like Shanghai and Wuhan are unlikely to face deep freezes or heavy snow. Instead, residents can look forward to more mild, comfortable days, with outdoor activities and daily life continuing with little disruption. The Yangtze River itself will remain unfrozen, a clear sign of the warmth predicted for the region. Boats will continue to move freely, and the river will flow without the threat of ice. This isn't a uniform trend across the country, but a precise and striking pattern. Cold locked firmly in the north, while the south enjoys relative warmth. The contrast will be visible in everything from cityscapes to daily routines. Such a pronounced split demands region-specific strategies. A one-size-fits-all approach simply won't work when the needs of the north and south are so different. China must prepare for two winters at once, each presenting its own unique challenges, from energy supply and heating in the north to flood prevention and public health in the south. Understanding this divide is crucial for effective planning and response. Only by recognizing these differences can communities and officials ensure safety, comfort, and resilience for everyone this winter. This winter's dramatic split between North and South is rooted in powerful global atmospheric dynamics, setting the stage for a season unlike any other in recent memory. The forces at play are vast, interconnected, and often invisible to the naked eye, yet their impact will be felt by millions across China. The polar vortex, a swirling mass of frigid Arctic air high above the North Pole, is expected to weaken this year. As it loses strength, it allows icy air to spill southward, plunging northern China into a deep freeze and bringing the threat of intense cold snaps and blizzards. Meanwhile, the ghost of La Niña lingers in the atmosphere. Though the event itself has faded, its after effects still subtly shape the jet stream, nudging it into patterns that favor cold outbreaks in the north and milder, drier conditions in the south. Adding to this, the Siberian high, a vast, powerful dome of cold air, will likely be especially strong this season. This system acts like a giant pump, sending waves of Arctic chill surging into northern China, reinforcing the cold and making conditions even harsher. This atmospheric setup funnels relentless cold air into cities like Beijing and across Manchuria, while a stubborn blocking ridge over southern China traps warmth, preventing cold air from reaching the south and creating a stark temperature divide. The result is a sharp, almost surreal boundary between deep freeze and mild weather, a line that can sometimes be seen from space, where snow-covered landscapes abruptly meet green or dry ground. These powerful forces don't act in isolation. They interact and amplify each other, intensifying the contrast between the icy north and the relatively balmy south. The push and pull of these systems create a winter of extremes. The south's unusual warmth is just as much a product of these global patterns as the north's bitter cold. While people in the north bundle up against the chill, those in the south may enjoy mild, even spring-like days. This rare alignment of the polar vortex, the Siberian high, and the shifting jet stream is what makes this winter so remarkable and unpredictable, with weather patterns converging in ways not seen in years. Understanding these complex drivers is key to grasping the extremes that may unfold in the coming season. Meteorologists and climate scientists are watching closely, analyzing every shift and turn in the atmosphere. Ultimately, China's winter will be shaped by the invisible hand of global climate, a reminder of how interconnected our world's weather truly is, and how these vast forces can shape daily life for millions. For Beijing, a harsher winter means daily life gets tougher. Commuters will bundle up, scrape ice from windshields, and face longer delays on icy roads and trains. Delivery drivers and outdoor workers will battle biting winds and treacherous streets. Central heating will run at full blast, straining the energy grid and exposing gaps in older buildings' insulation. Hospitals will see more respiratory illnesses, and the elderly will be especially vulnerable. Smog could worsen as cold air traps pollution, forcing emergency measures. Outdoor markets and construction sites may shut down, and city lakes will freeze solid. The city's rhythm slows, with more people retreating indoors. For Beijingers, preparation is key. Stock up, check heating, and brace for a season of endurance. This winter will test the city's resilience like few before. In Shanghai and the Yangtze Delta, a mild winter brings relief. Residents will spend less on heating and more time outdoors, enjoying parks and waterfronts. Social life thrives, with cafes and tourist spots staying busy. The milder weather could extend the tourist season and boost local economies. But agriculture faces risks. Some crops need cold to grow, and pests may thrive without a freeze. Farmers must adapt to protect yields and manage new threats. Health-wise, fewer cold-related illnesses are likely, but viruses may linger longer. Fog could disrupt travel, but overall, life will be more comfortable and vibrant. The South's winter is set to be active, prosperous, and unusually pleasant. History shows how extreme winters shaped China. In 2008, heavy snow paralyzed Beijing in the south, exposing infrastructure weaknesses. The 2012-13 winter brought record cold, bursting pipes and straining the energy grid. Inner Mongolia saw temperatures below -40°C, devastating livestock and livelihoods. These events spurred upgrades in emergency response and heating systems. Mild southern winters, like 2015-16, brought their own problems: pests, persistent rain, and travel disruptions. Each extreme has forced China to adapt, investing in resilience, monitoring, and infrastructure. As the population and economy grow, the stakes rise with every winter. Past crises are now guides for facing the divided winter ahead. The lessons learned shape how China prepares for what's coming. History is a warning and a blueprint for the future. This winter will push China's energy system to its limits. Northern demand for heating will soar, straining coal and gas supplies. Power plants and railways must work overtime to keep homes warm. Any disruption, from mines to trains, could trigger shortages or blackouts. In the south, lower heating demand will ease pressure on the grid, freeing up resources for the north. Balancing energy between regions will require tight coordination and a flexible grid. Renewables help, but winter's short days and icy winds limit their output. Fossil fuels remain the backbone during cold snaps. This season is a real-world test of China's energy transition and crisis management. The government must juggle climate goals with the urgent need to keep citizens warm. How China powers through this winter will shape its energy future. The stakes, warmth, stability, and economic continuity. The winter divide will ripple through China's economy. In the north, construction slows, agriculture faces higher costs, and transport is disrupted by snow and ice. Delays in building and shipping affect jobs and supply chains nationwide. Food prices may rise as greenhouses burn more fuel to stay warm. The south, meanwhile, benefits from mild weather. Retail, tourism, and manufacturing thrive. Ports stay open, trade flows smoothly, and energy supplies remain stable. This economic split could widen regional inequalities, with the north lagging behind. Policymakers may need to support the north with aid or new projects. The winter forecast is more than weather, it's a signal for economic strategy. How China responds will shape growth and balance across its regions. The season's impact will be felt far beyond the thermometer. This winter's forecast is a test for China's leadership and systems. Managing a frozen north and a mild south will challenge planning, logistics, and energy security. The deep freeze will push coal and gas supplies to the brink, testing the power grid and transport networks. Regional disparities may widen, demanding tailored policies and rapid response. The season highlights China's reliance on fossil fuels, even as it pursues renewables. Accurate forecasting and swift mobilization are crucial for stability. As climate extremes become more common, this winter is a glimpse of future challenges. China's ability to adapt and respond will define its resilience. The lessons learned this season will echo long after the snow melts.